Hi, it's Tui from Mueller Projects again. I wanted to talk about quickly today something that I know everyone has their own wee little take on, and that is my tool belts. So last year I did a video on my tool belts, and I want to talk about today is some of the changes I've made in a year and also trialing a new tool belt. So this is the belt that I use on a daily basis for my building work. So most of the belt has stayed the same. There's a couple of things that have changed. So this side here, so I had a Katapo tool belt made for this side, and that has basically stayed the same. Haven't made any alterations to that. Works really well. Anyone looking for any custom stuff in New Zealand, definitely head up Katapo, well worth it. On my left hand side, so this is my left dominant, non-dominant side, a couple of things have changed. So my chisel used to be in a holder up the front here. I used to get annoyed with it sticking out so far, so I basically pinched another holder from another tool belt, and now my chisel sits nicely in here with my nips. Speed square stock, I used to run a micro square. I've altered this so I can now run a big speed square box tool pencil, and for the last few months I've been carrying a small knife as well, which comes in handy. Two of the other modifications I've done on this left hand side is I have put a cat's paw sleeve in. So I've actually pinched this wee sleeve from another tool belt and put that on there, and then I've also pinched another pouch from another tool bag, and I've actually made another pouch down the bottom here. The reason why I've done that is basically as my tools take up the top of most of this top pocket, I was sort of running out. I've only had like 2 pockets left for fixings. Having a third one it's just sometimes handy. Sometimes you're carrying 2 or 3 different types of fasteners around. One of the other modifications I've done is around the back, is I've made a small pouch. Leather makers, I've probably used some of my roofing skills and sewing skills to make a bit of a pouch. So I pinched this pouch of another bag, and then lastly is I've also made a hammer holder. Hang drills are here as well. Sometimes I've found, because my dominant side's quite a small side, the hammer tends to wobble around. Advantage with this, especially when you're working inside, drop it in there and it's not going to hit on any parts of the doors and stuff as you're walking through. I just wanted to use this opportunity to talk about Epidemic sound. For the last few months I've been using Epidemic sound for all my music and sound effects for my videos. If you click on the link in the description below, you can get a 30-day free trial. So if you're looking for music and special sound effects for your videos, check out Epidemic sound. So now over to my roofing pouch. So I tend to do a bit of roofing or sometimes just light work. We don't always need a full kit of tools. So for this one I'm actually trialing a couple of Ox tool belts. I didn't buy these, so I'll put add gifted in here. I wasn't given these by Ox, but I was given these by a friend of mine to sort of try out. One thing I can say about these Ox tool belts is, the thing I like about them is that the way they've designed them, you can buy pouches that sort of suit you. So they do allow a lot of flexibility, unlike some of the other brands that have a set standard size and layout, and basically you have to use that. Ox make 2 or 3 different designs, and they seem to be really quality, well built belts as well. So on this one I am actually running the big 75 wide belt, which I find is quite comfortable. So on my less dominant side, basically just got a spot here for some nips and just sort of fit fasteners and screws and stuff. On my dominant side, just have a hammer, tape, really good tapes these, the Crescent Lufkins. Do rate them. When I'm working on roofing, I generally hook my impact driver or drill through a suspension system onto this, so if I was ever let it go, it's not going to slide off the roof. And around the back here, just got a spot to hook the impact driver on, obviously knife, pencil. The only thing I'd say, and I'm going to hit out ox on this, I haven't really seen, like on these two pouches, so that's like a standard setup, where do I put my ruler? A lot of other brands have a bit of a pocket up the front or something, but obviously as the good rule is now being made by Ox, I'd like to hit out Ox and say, well, can you make an addition to your belts that you can actually put these in, because I've sort of looked around and there's one spot there that is really tight, but eventually probably going to stretch the stitching or something, and it's just a loop and it will just keep sliding down. So that's one thing I'd like to say that could be improved. Apart from that, really good tool belts and well made.